Wow. So I'm Diana Davison, and I have no degrees. I just run a YouTube channel, and I'm so honored to be a part of this panel with such accomplished people. And so aside from asking myself, how did I even get here? I kind of think there's a good reason for me to be here. That is the court of public opinion. I'm a member of this court of public opinion, as are all of you. And it's a very important one, especially lately, because I've noticed a trend moving away from proper court systems that are designed in a specific way for very good reason, and accusing people through the media, where there's no rules of evidence, where there's primarily no defense lawyers, and the jury has no instruction. They don't follow rules like you must presume somebody innocent until they're proven guilty. Is a very core principle, a very important principle, and it's being bypassed. So, does the court of public opinion matter in terms of what's going to happen to you if you find yourself, unfortunately, in front of a proper judge? And there are changes to the legal system that a lot of people aren't aware of, things that have happened while nobody was paying attention, or probably in part because people are rather apathetic about things like the law. And academics, they have trouble following this speech. It comes across really dry, and they just kind of think, oh, well, who trusts lawyers anyways, right? So we'll just let them do their thing, and they don't engage with it. They don't actually pay attention to it. And this is extremely problematic. So it's such a problem word nowadays. So what I try to do is make people interested in the law and to get them to care about it by making it a bit more fun than it would be if they were just reading academic papers. And I'm a bit of a flawed representative. I think of myself as trying to translate these things, but I have lots to learn about the legal system as well. And that's what kind of drives me in my choices of subjects to cover on the channel, things that I want to learn more about. And I want to get better explaining the principles of the law to people. So I'm going to learn as much from the panel tonight as hopefully anybody can learn from what I'm here to say. And the public faith in the legal system is extremely important. It's been talked about before in the case of Karla Homolka. The plea bargain that was struck with Karla Homolka was a travesty of justice in many people's minds, and it was discussed in the Senate in terms of what this type of deal means with the public faith that justice is being served. And without the public faith in the justice system, we're all in big trouble, because then you move into vigilante justice. And that's something that we can see lately as well. In the Twitter trial that took place in Toronto, a woman named Stephanie Guthrie, who's a feminist activist, said that she felt that she was justified in taking extrajudicial action, is how she phrased it, in terms of her punishment of a man named Bendelin Spur, who created a video game that she didn't like. And so they think that this is a good move, that they can personally destroy somebody's life. And when asked, what if he'd committed suicide? She goes, well, that wouldn't have been my fault. So that's not the type of justice system that I think society will benefit from or wants. But in the court of public opinion, it's emotion-based, and people get hyped up. And also, this is one of the reasons why we don't have public hangings anymore. The public enjoyed it too much. So one of the things you'll see happen in this court of public opinion, a recent case, which I've never talked about until now, Brock Turner, a young boy, he was convicted of rape, and he was sentenced to only 6 months. This was made a big deal of in the news, and there was outrage, and the media presented this as a sign that women's lives don't matter, a sign that a privileged young white boy would not be punished appropriately because of his privilege. And this has resulted now in a 1 million signature strong petition on change.org demanding that the judge be disbarred. Now, judges don't get disbarred, and this is one of the reasons why the public should learn more about the legal system. This outrage is just the mere idea that the public could affect the court system by successfully having a judge removed from the system, potentially not even allowing him to practice law anymore because the public didn't like his decision. without even properly understanding why that decision was made. This was actually just him agreeing with recommendations that were put before him. But these aren't the things that make for good headlines. And I did read one article where a lawyer said, what would that do to our justice system if judges were basically just talking heads for the court of public opinion? And that's a very scary future. It's something that I don't think anybody would really want to see happen. So that's what I do with my channel, is I try to explain to the court of public opinion what their roles are and explain to them, hopefully, why the courts are designed the way they are, why we have a presumption of innocence, the importance of allowing somebody a full and vigorous defense when they're accused of something. Because if you don't have those in place, you might be the next one who's being judged in this courtroom. And it only really matters when you're there. It shouldn't only matter. It should matter when you see injustice and the justice system being undermined by a bunch of people who don't even really understand what they're talking about.